welcome to Infamous Virus. Have we done a ranking on this show before? I don't think we have. Anyways, last night I finished Spiral from the Book of Saw, which means I have officially seen all the Saw movies. I watched like the first 7 and then I saw Saw X, but Jigsaw is probably gonna get retconned. I imagine if they keep doing like in between movies or more prequels and stuff. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. And then Spiral is like a spin-off, so it's not like an official sort of mainline movie. So I was just hesitant to watch them, and I knew that they weren't super well received by fans or liked really in the Saw franchise, so I was hesitant to watch them. And I was gonna do this video without having watched them, but then I realized I needed to just, watch. I just need to have them done and under my belt. I just have to have the Saw franchise completed on Letterboxd TV. But anyways, I thought it would be fun to rank them. If you want to know my thoughts on the franchise more so, I did a review of Saw X back when it came out on Reviews from Hell, so you can go check that out if you want. But without further ado, we'll jump into this tier list. This was made by Soul_Archer389 on Tiermaker. So thank you for that. And I guess we will start with... See, it's like, do we start with Saw or do we start with Jigsaw? Because technically, Jigsaw is first, even though I don't necessarily accept it. I don't accept the events of Jigsaw in the timeline. Well, maybe we'll just do that and get it out of the way, because technically it is a prequel. We're gonna put it down in D tier. I know that's, like, not great. Yeah, Jigsaw just wasn't my cup of tea, and I didn't love Logan Nelson. I didn't love the whole 2 timeline things. I thought Eleanor's character was a little cool, and it is sort of cool to see the after effects of John Kramer's legacy elsewhere in the franchise, and not sort of with an apprentice, more so of a public person, I guess that would be the way to put it. But yeah, so Jigsaw, D tier. So then next up is the original Saw, and honestly this bad boy's going right to S tier. I love the original Saw. I was so worried to watch this franchise because, like, it has a track record of just being a torture porn franchise, and that was sort of the mindset I had going into it, that I was going to be scared and grossed out the whole time. But honestly, these films are so goofy sometimes that they're, like, fun to watch. And not in, like, a sadistic, masochistic way, with all the traps and stuff. Like, genuinely, some of these movies have really goofy things going on. Like, specifically in Saw, when Dr. Gordon, like, Cary Elwes's, I don't know how to say his last name. Anyways, when his American accent is breaking, and he sounds like Dennis in that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where he's like, "Stop, Charlotte!" That's what he sounds like sometimes in it, and it's just so funny and silly and goofy. To quote Adam Stanheight, it's the most fun you can have without lubricant. I love the original Saw. And the story behind it getting made. I love movies where it was a disaster to get it made. Like, they were taking apart the bathroom set while they were still filming because they had no money. That whole movie is shot in one building. They shot everything in one building because they had no money. It's so cool. It's so cool. James Wan and Leigh Whannell, I love you for making this. It is a horror classic and such a staple of horror, I would say. A great entry point for anyone. So next in the franchise would be Saw X, which I saw in theaters on opening night. I got the little Billy the Puppet toy, and he falls over and he stands back up. And I also got the Billy the Puppet plush. He's downstairs right now. But when I went to go see the Eras Tour movie, he was there at the concession stand, and he was the only one there, and I hadn't seen him before. So I went to the Eras Tour movie with Billy the Puppet in my best friend's purse. Which I think that's what he would have wanted. He's a Swiftie, so it's okay. So, Saw X, I enjoyed it. You can listen to my full thoughts in my Reviews from Hell episode, which I will put in the little info thing right here. But anyways, I'm going in A tier. I'm due for a rewatch. you know, I saw it in theaters, I got the theatrical experience. I do think I need to watch it at home and analyze it a bit more. It does have one of the very few traps in the franchise that, like, actively made me, like, cringe physically, not in, like, an embarrassing way, like in, oh my god, I can't believe that is a real thing, and that was the bone marrow trap. There's not many traps in this franchise that made me feel the way the bone marrow trap made me feel. My legs go numb when I think about it. I don't know if that's just a nervousness thing or if because the trap involves her leg, but it's just like, ugh. Oh, I don't like the bone marrow trap, which, I mean, is effective filmmaking. That I didn't like it. Moving on, Saw 2. I enjoy Saw 2. It's fun. See, the thing about me and the Saw franchise is I was, as I said, I was too worried to watch them that it was going to be torture porn the whole time. But I was interested in the lore of the series, so I watched all the kill counts and a bunch of, like, timeline breakdown videos, so I sort of knew everything going into watching them on their own for the first time, so I knew most of the twists. Anyways, Saw 2. Saw 2 is going in A tier? A tier. Saw 2 is going in A tier. It's good. It is a good sequel to the original, and it's got a cool story. You know, it's really good. I love Saw 2. So after that, we've got Saw 3. Saw 3 is really good also, because originally it was just supposed to be a trilogy. It's the last movie that Leigh Whannell wrote. It's good, but it's a little too long. Jeff is really slow in doing everything. So I feel like the movie takes a lot longer than it should. But then also there's, like, really incredible character development in this movie, and you learn so much about John and Amanda and stuff. And there's so many deleted scenes that they should have kept in the movie, which would have made it even longer. But you know what? I'm gonna give it A tier as well. I was gonna try and space it out a bit so it wouldn't be so, like, hogging of the top tiers, but I really can't. I can't give it a B, because upon rewatch, I've enjoyed it so much more. So moving on from that, we've got Saw 4, which takes place at the same time as Saw 3 and introduces a lot more characters to us. We've got, like, Strom and Hoffman and Agent Perez and stuff like that. I'm gonna give it a B. I've only seen Saw 4, 5, 6, and 7 once each. I need to rewatch them, but I don't know if I was crazy about Saw 4, but it was cool. So it's going in B. B is still pretty good. It's going in B. Saw 5. Saw 5 is gonna go in C. I think this movie's a lot of Strom. I don't know, honestly, like, Saw 4, 5, and 6 take place in, like, the same 3 days or something, so it's very hard to, like, separate in my brain which movie is which. But I don't know, I want to keep Saw 5 in C for some reason, so I guess it's going there. I wish I had more reasoning behind why, but it's blurring so much with 4 in my head that I cannot remember. But it is a very Strom-focused movie. Okay, Saw 6. Saw 6 is also going in C. I don't like Hoffman. I cannot stand his character. I cannot stand the actor that plays him, because he's basically a white supremacist, I think, which I don't necessarily agree with. And Saw 6, Saw 6 has its redeeming qualities, because it's got the whole, like health insurance subplot line and sort of critiques, like, American healthcare, which I think works really well for a series about a guy whose main antagonist sort of does what he does because he got a diagnosis that made him try to cherish his remaining days as much as he could. This movie also has Roderick from Diary of a Wimpy Kid in it. So, like, can't fault them for that. Can't remember what his name is. But Roderick, I think that's what everyone knows him as, because those movies are iconic. Anyways, yeah, so Saw 6 is going in C tier along Saw 5. I don't know, I don't love the Hoffman vibes. I don't like him. Which also means Saw 3D, or Saw 7, the final chapter, is going in D tier with Jigsaw, because it's a very Hoffman-focused movie, and there's a whole subplot with Jill Tuck where she really gets put through the ringer by him, and I don't like that she died because she did nothing wrong. She was dealt an unfortunate hand of cards and got screwed over by a hater. And my girl deserved better. And also Saw 7, it was like 3D, so they were doing a bunch of stuff, and the blood looks pink in it. And apparently they're gonna do like a remaster, like a 4K re-release, and they're gonna change the blood and stuff so it looks less 3D. So maybe my rating will change once that comes out. But once again, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are all due for a rewatch for me. So maybe this rating will change. And then finally, Spiral. I see what they were trying to do. They were trying to make a spin-off universe. Not universe, it takes place in like the same world of Saw. But I know the Saw movies are police dramas. For the most part. For the most part, most Saw movies are a police officer running around trying to figure out where the game is happening and why, and where Jigsaw is and all that. So it's not like I can say it was too police focused, because think about Saw 2. Who's your main character? Eric Matthews. He's a cop. Yeah, the police are just always on the hunt in these movies. So they're police movies, I would say. I just, like, Spiral had the most insane opening. You get a really good opening trap that works well, which was like the tongue trap. And then that's immediately followed up with Chris Rock talking about Forrest Gump. And then maybe one of the worst rap songs I've ever heard in my life plays. And then he gets in trouble for being undercover. And then is talking to the sheriff or like the department lead at the police station and does a horrible Jamaican accent. And that's not even 10 minutes into the movie. So like already it's in a really weird spot. And then there was one sequence in particular when they put the precinct on lockdown. He goes into his car and he screams and beats on the steering wheel and then pulls up to a place, screams a bunch, and then gets fucking like chloroformed by someone in a pig mask. And it's the most insane sequence in the movie. I think I watched it 3 times total. I interrupted my boyfriend's game development stream stuff to come in and watch it because it was just insane. It's not F tier. Nothing is going in F tier. It's got some redeeming qualities. They tried to do something new. I don't really like the voice that they have for like the tapes and stuff, but some of the traps were cool. It's gonna go in D with everything else. Yeah, it's just gonna go in D. So that there is my ranking of the Saw franchise. Yeah, let me know what your ranking is down in the comments. I don't think this is too controversial. I feel like this is pretty on par with most people's. Maybe. I don't know. But anyways, let me know what your ranking is down in the comments. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And I will see you next time.